we do have one more thing that we want to talk about. I know that was on the list of things. Uh, some good news. I mean, it's the Christmas season. We have some good news for you about Keynesianism and how basically those guys not so much. You know, I don't want to say that Keynesianism is dead because this thing goes back and
But
forth.
Keynes himself is, isn't he?
Last time I checked, multiple articles. I know, Fishy, you posted one on Free Radical Network from Cato, going into detail about the failure of the left and the success of conservative policies. It's awesome to see that, hey, it's not all doom and gloom, guys. We have been able to accomplish some stuff over the past few years with the conservatives in the House of Representatives. I mean, even without having the Senate, we've been able to accomplish some stuff. We've been able to cut some serious spending going on.
I think that's the best thing to take away from this, especially after reading this Cato piece, is there were some big appetite, big government appetites, big spending appetites all through both sides of the House and well into the Senate, entrenched in the Senate under Harry Reid. But the fact that House Republicans made us get to this point where we had a sequester deal, etc., even with just the House, the conservatives managed to slow the growth of government. Yes, most people are going to say that's not good enough. You have to stop it and turn it around and reverse it. And I agree. But again, that we've said it before, we've said it 100 times. The ship of state does not turn on a dime, and there are adjustments that need to be made. And what we're looking at is now that we've got some distance from it, we can see the effects that have happened based on sequester, based on freezing of spending, etc. And that gives us a launch pad from which to advocate more of those things, more of the ideas of cutting. And people who are ready to cut and run because Cromnibus passed or because something didn't go our way at a particular vote, it disturbs me that we treat so many of these votes as the litmus test for whether we're going to lurch in the right direction or the wrong direction. It's a longer process than that. There's a longer game that we have to play. It's not about just one vote. It's about movement in a trajectory. Yeah, we're going to have some wobbles here and there, but we're already seeing that those decisions to hold the government more accountable, to lower those spending increases, is still proving that it's in the right direction, and that we might be able to use that as ammunition to get more of the same.
The thing that bothers me the most, it's like when we don't get what we want, it's as if conservatives, and I realize this is a generalization, but my goodness, this is what I see from the conservative side when something like this passes. Game over, man! Game over! It's that whole, the sky is falling. Oh my gosh, the Huns are at the gates, and we have to we have to batten down the hatches, and by God, call in the nukes on our own position because we're being overrun. And I'm thinking to myself, really? Because I see a lot of stuff to be hopeful for here, and honestly, the article about Keynesianism, I'm looking at, I'm thinking to myself, there's some stuff there's some positive stuff. We're actually starting to turn a corner here. We're actually starting to have things go our way, and it isn't this Machiavellian, horrible end of the world thing. And I'm curious, how do we get conservatives to stop being that way? I mean, how many end of the world scenarios have we been through since the year 2000? It started with I don't even want to bother counting, but you get the idea. I mean, it was the Mayan calendar, and we had the Y2K thing, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, we're still here.
Well, and some of that's just human nature. We don't have enough genuine stress in our lives because we know where our next meal is coming from, and nobody is actually going to be dropping bombs on our houses. So we have to invent stress. there was some interesting conversation about that elsewhere earlier, and I thought that was something that we all need to remember, that we create stress in our own lives because we don't have the kind of stress that our bodies were built for in survival mode. So we're kind of making up these things to give us the stress that we need. But we also tend to, conservatives tend to fight this war. We talk about the fact that we're in this war for America's soul, but as soon as the bullets start flying and we see somebody get hurt with a little bit of shrapnel, run away, oh my God, run away. That's what we do, and it's embarrassing. It's like, guys, come on. Don't give up when we've just won a little bit, and now you're leaving the field. I don't get it. You're quitting while we're ahead?
Can I ask a question of you guys, though? Because, look, I'm not a fan of Cromnibus. I agree. I don't think it's the end of the world like some people do. Okay? And by the way, I think things are looking pretty hopeless right now for the left.
Mm-hmm.
Vermont is tossing its...
they're abandoning their single-payer system because, oh my gosh, reality hit and it doesn't work.
Guys, they're abandoning it. We have the largest lead in the House we've had, since before any of us were born. If we can hold the Senate in 2016, we're going to romp in 2018, the way it's setting up. We hold, over 2/3 of the governorships, to my knowledge. Okay, people are seeing, and meanwhile, everything the left is touching in leadership is turning to lead. Okay, the Missouri governor had a chance to handle the Ferguson thing and blew it. The New York mayor had a chance to handle his thing and blew it. Obama has had a chance to handle any number of things recently and is being exposed again and again and again. My gosh, folks, the other side is running. They are terrified. They are running in full retreat. They don't know what to do. They're terrified. They're falling apart.
Free Market Jesus Paradise has a President Abbott, if anybody knows where that's going. And so it's just
Texas.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful imagining of what happens. I think everybody should read it.